If he says he wants to meet me, and I haven't got the right clothes.
What's been done to her? Her face? What's the matter with her face?
The victim is missing a number of lower internal organs. What with this and the blood draining, it looks more likely that your killer has surgical experience.
It was called the Black Dahlia case. She was murdered in Los Angeles in 1947. Her killer was never found.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Who cut Louise Pennell's mouth in two? How the hell did they get hold of that information?
Richard Reynolds, nice to meet you.
Dick.
Is this footage from the nightclub? Anything useful?
Not as yet. We've checked the exterior, we're now onto the interior.
Well, I forgot. The landlady gave me a description of a ring worn by the man that Louise was seeing. It was a carnelian stone worn on his little finger.
Well, we keep that to ourselves. If we release it, he just takes it off. That's her there, isn't it?
Yeah, she's looking for someone.
Hello, Jane Falkland.
Sharon says that the man that Louise was seeing, he didn't like her to dress tarty.
She's certainly dressed a bit tart there.
Yeah, well, that's just it.
Trace their names.
Sharon reckons that maybe she was trying to piss him off.
Maybe it worked.
Just had it confirmed that there were 2 calls to the mobile from the advert. But
What?
they're still tracing the 2 callers for us.
Terrific.
Sir, this came in. It's for you.
Gloves.
Ahead of you.
Sharon, this is DC Travis. Can you call me, please? I'd like to talk to you. Thank you. Wait, look. That's her again.
Hold it there, Mike. LP deserved to die. Another victim will pay the same price.
The LA Examiner received an almost identical letter. Sir, I'm worried about Sharon. I'm calling her, but she's not calling me back.
9-2, Gov. It's that journalist.
Get it over to the lab, Mike. Not that we'll get any prints or DNA from it. Langton!
Barbara, can you keep trying Sharon for me, please? Yeah. Thanks.
This is a murder inquiry, Mr. Reynolds, not some reality TV show. You agreed on a press embargo. You break it, I'll have you arrested.
Travis, with me. Your boyfriend's taken delivery of the victim's handbag.
And before you say it, I know it's just like the Black Dahlia case. We'll let you know, Mr. Reynolds.
No way. I'm keeping my end of the bargain. It was sent to me. It's my property.
Just trying to keep you from making an arse of yourself. Wait here, Travis.
Pleasant sod, isn't he?
He's under a lot of pressure.
You okay? Seem a bit distant.
Working.
You free for dinner this week?
I don't know. I'll have to check my schedule. I could be working late.
Well, you call me.
I could cook us dinner one night, maybe.
You know, DC Travis, this is the journalist Richard Reynolds, Commander Jane Lee.
Hi. We're not finished by any means, but you can come and see what we've got for you.
I don't have long. I'm due to give a lecture.
Here we have the contents of the handbag. Powder compact, 2 lipsticks, a small mirror, a used tissue with lipstick marks, and a green leather address book.
I'd say that everything here has been very carefully chosen by your suspect. If there was anything here of use to the investigation, he would have discarded it.
I agree.
May I? Well, this is good quality, but it's old. Perhaps something bought in a charity shop.
Excuse me.
Shh. Sorry, go on.
There's a residue of powder. Smells of old-fashioned perfume. Chipray.
Yes, my grandmother used to wear it. It's no longer in production. The lipsticks?
Well, this red colour's a bit unusual for a young girl, and again, old-fashioned. Vintage.
Her flatmate said that she was going for a look that was
The
quite...
pink lipstick has been worn down, but as you can see, the head of it has been scraped. And lastly, we have the brown paper wrapping. There's a smudged finger mark across one stamp.
That could be mine.
Right, well, we need to get your prints taken right away. Excuse me. Could you take him for an elimination set? Travis.
This way.
Stay here.
I've been studying the original case history of the Elizabeth Short murder.
Anyone want a coffee?
No, thank you. Obviously, you've been doing the same, comparing the notes and facts of that case alongside your so-called Red Dahlia, but if someone's making a sickening mirror of the Los Angeles case, then we should take seriously the threat to kill again. There was another victim after Elizabeth Short. Her name was Jean Axford French. Can we walk to my car, please? He used the victim's own lipstick to write obscenities on her naked body. 4 weeks after the Elizabeth Short murder, and the killer was never caught.
We've all read the book, Jane. We've not exactly got the T-shirt, but we're fully aware of the case history.
Nevertheless, James, I have concerns. You've got a very dangerous killer on the loose, and don't think those letters are just a ploy to get into the press.
I have taken every contact seriously so far.
What I am trying to make clear to you is that right now you have a killer at large goading you. You, personally. Someone who knew Louise must hold a clue.
I'll keep that in mind.
You do that.
Thanks for coming, Jane. Get in the car. And you know that Pratt from tech support added into the mix? After intensive inspection of the anonymous letters and judging by the different sizes of the lettering, apparently it's possible that the suspect could be a musician. Concert pianist.
The handbag, it came from the grandmother. It was one of the items the housekeeper listed.
Then why the hell didn't you say so?
Yeah, I tried. Did she do a profile course?
Don't be cheeky.
I left messages for Sharon Bilkin, but she hasn't got back to me.
Yeah, then go and see her.
What? We've traced another girl who answered the advert. Elisa Halstead lives in Hampstead.
Well, forget it, Travis. Get over to Hampstead. Paul, you go check on Sharon Bilkin. If this bastard is going by the book, we could get another victim.
We're in the Black Dahlia case. It was a month after Elizabeth Short's murder.
But the killer isn't in 1940s Los Angeles, Paul. He's very much alive here in London. Get over there.
He recognised me from my photo.
He introduced himself?
Yes. Mr. Edwards. He asked whether I was Lisa Halstead. I said I was. And we went and sat down. Didn't even offer me a drink. And I showed him my CV.
Go on.
Well, he asked whether I had a passport, and where I lived, and how soon I'd be available to begin. The thing was that Mummy had just booked a skiing holiday, so I said I couldn't for a couple of weeks. I mean, I only started here last Monday. And it was odd. From being very nice, he sort of... well, he just got up and said he was meeting other girls and that he'd be in touch.
Well, did you see any of the other girls?
The only other girl I saw was... you see, there are 2 entrances. And when I left, I went out the back. It's near Oxford Street. And there was another girl. In fact, she spoke to me. She was looking for a bar and said she was meeting someone. And I said if she went up the escalator, there were 2 cocktail bars, and in the main one she could have been meeting him, couldn't she?
Or did she say anything else?
Something about coming in the wrong entrance? I remember she was very shy, nervous.
Could this be the girl?
No. No, she wasn't dark-haired. It was sort of blondish. Oh, another thing I remember. She really smelt of mothballs.
The labia majora are intact, but within the vagina we found a large piece of skin, which was from her upper torso. Some of the right breast has been cut away, and the nipple forced into her anal passage, which is dilated with multiple abrasions.
This must never be released.
Not only did we find fecal matter in her stomach, it had been introduced into her mouth. She ingested it before death.
Guffey. Let's take you out. Come on.
Her body was scrubbed clean and the internal organs are bleach damaged.
Here you go.
I'm fine. It's okay, I just felt like I know her.
You didn't know her, Anna. I think you should go home. You have a handkerchief, your nose is running.
Sorry.
Here.
Sorry.
Keep it. Get off home when you feel like. It's all right.
I would say she was subject to a vicious sexual attack. Both her rectum and vagina are covered in cuts and abrasions.
I think we've heard enough, Veronica. Mike.
Yeah. Thanks, Veronica.
Okay.
We gotta keep a lid on this.
Yeah, but you know, if someone's shielding the killer, this
It's
might just
between
be...
us and him. When we find him, and we will find him.
I thought I told you to go home.
The body of a white female has been discovered, dumped in a field off the A4. Body's covered in a red coat.
I'm having my nails done this morning.
It's Sharon Bilkin.
She only had a couple of hundred in her bank account.
Yeah, I did try and contact her, you know. I'm going to bring this aunt's phone in.
Anna, you tried to call her. Baroli tried, so don't get consumed by guilt. If there's anyone who should feel shit over this, it's me, not you.
Well, then you're in the wrong department. You're in the wrong department.
Sharon's answer machine, will you check the messages? There'll be a few on there from me.
I will do, but I'm working my way through the address book. I've not had a night off, neither has Joan. Both of us are pinned to the computer screens. God, I can't think straight. She's got a migraine.
I went to Sharon Bilkins, but there was no answer. Maybe I should have gone back.
Wouldn't have done any good. She's been dead at least 24 hours. Post-mortem report. Just like the second victim in the Black Dahlia case. The mutilation was not as horrific, but nevertheless, Sharon had been tortured and suffered significant pain before she died.
similar, but it's not the same. For a start, Sharon didn't have her mouth slit. She knew something. She knew him.
The city girl was holding out on you. Something that made him deviate from his copycat routine. If we can work that out, that might lead us somewhere.
Right, we've tracked down Louise's previous employer, hotel in Paddington, the Pembroke.
What?
Everybody's been working around the clock on this. Any chance of getting the weekend off?
Okay, split it.
Hi, it's Anna. Are you still fancy dinner tonight? Is back bar okay? Well, I'll see you at 8. I look forward to it.
It was a cash deal, basically. We have a lot of salesmen. We're near the station. It's very convenient.
Was she on the game?
What she did in her own time is up to her.
Let's cut all the bollocks. Attractive 24-year-old working for cash in hand, washing dishes.
No. She was skinny. Bitter nails, greasy hair, always in need of a bath. The right minger. That's why we got rid of her. She had this attitude like she was gonna be somebody. None of the men here would screw her.
Show her room to me. When was the last time you saw Louise?
She was supposed to work, but she took off for the day. I told her about coming and going as she pleased. She had to go and see her grandmother. She came back very late.
Sorry, I'll go and get ready now.
Sorry?
Just get off me!
I'm gonna throw you out because I've got a hotel full of clients and you owe me!
Here, look, take this. You can have it in silver. Don't punch me about! I don't care. I'm gonna get a job with a dentist.
You're gonna leave me! She left without getting paid. Could you give her this if you see her? Tell her no hard feelings.
She's dead.
I got here as soon as I could.
Well, I'll serve up straight away.
Great, I'm starving.
The pasta's probably a bit overcooked.
Do you want me to open this?
There's one open on the table already.
Maybe I can be of some assistance. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll send you some of Miss Pepper's personal things she had with her when she, shall we say, disappeared.
Is it me you're trying to screw, you bastard?
Or within the next day or so. See how far you can get with them. Now, I have to say goodbye. You may be trying to trace...
Shall I open the bottle I brought? It's a slightly better vintage than this one. I've been reading about the Black Dahlia again. I keep going back to it. It's sickening to think that some maniac is trying to emulate a murder that happened in 1947. Why? Draining a body of blood before slicing her in two. They reckon he killed another couple of women. You taking that as a possible copycat thing? The letter sent to me, the package sent to me. You think he's going to kill again? Do you get to sleep okay?
Depends. Sometimes it's images, though, they creep into your head and they stay.
You know the image I can't get rid of? The look in her eyes. I never knew dead eyes held an expression. I thought you just blanked out after their heart stopped. But there's so much pain in her eyes. Did Louise's eyes have the same expression?
Yeah.
Why would one human being inflict so much agony on another? What makes them that way?
Madness.
Do you have a lot of friends?
No. Work colleagues mostly.
What about parents?
They're both dead. Why are you asking me all these questions?
To try and get to know you.
Well, there's not much to know about.
Well, you've got a nice little flat. A good CD collection. Not a bad cook. And you are very pretty.
This is rubbish.
Gorgeous hair. Perfect skin. Oh, lovely hands.
Shouldn't you be careful, aren't you, driving?
You try to tell me I should be leaving.
Do you miss your parrot? You said you had one.
Can we go to bed?
Sharon, this is DC Anna Travis. Can you call me, please?
Miss Bilkin, this is hair design. I'll need at least 4 hours for hair extensions, so make it 2 p.m.
Sharon, about your leg and lip wax at 11. Can you call me back to confirm? Thanks. Sharon, this is DC Travis again. Will you please call me when you get this? Why are you looking at me like that?
Talk to your bloody boyfriend. He's run it front page. It's all over the TV, now everyone else is picking it up. No detail left out, even down to the fact Louise Pennell was forced to eat her own shit. And if that wasn't enough, full details of Sharon Bilkin's murder.
But I didn't discuss it with him.
Talk about sleeping with the enemy. I bloody warned you. It's beyond belief. How could you be so stupid? You're investigating a brutal murder. You're a detective, you know the rules, and you've broken them. You've passed highly confidential information to a journalist. What happened? You have a few too many drinks?
Do you want me off the case?
Too bloody right I do, but I don't know if I can spare the manpower. Every paper will be onto this in the morning.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a nightmare for us. The phones are going to be hopping with nutters. There's going to be pink and blue and yellow dahlias.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, let this be a lesson to you to keep your mouth shut and your legs crossed.
I don't like the way you're talking to me.
What?
I said I don't like the tone you're using.
It's the same tone I use with everybody else. Oh, what? You think I should treat you differently?
No, but I think you should treat me with respect and not jump to the conclusion automatically
What?
I would have given him. I did not discuss the case file with Richard Reynolds.
Even his name sounds like some cartoon character. You stay away from the station until I decide what action I'm going to take.
The look in his face is brilliant. I gotta go.
Dick.
Well, this is a surprise.
Not as surprised as I was when I read that. Waited till I was tipsy, did you?
I didn't have to wait. You were half cut by the time I arrived.
I've been kicked off the case. I probably don't have a career left, but that wouldn't interest you, would it? You got your story, and to hell with the consequences.
All I was doing was following what happened on the Black Dahlia murder. Let's get you a coffee. Talking private.
Here's your coffee!
Surprised you've got the nerve.
You got a lot of bottle, Travis.
No, not really, but I need to say something to everyone.
Floor's yours.
I really fouled up, and I'm here to say sorry to everyone. I have no excuse bar the fact that I became very disturbed after the post-mortem, and I can only apologise. If my stupidity has made problems for this inquiry, then I am deeply ashamed and I am sorry.
Travis.
I meant what I said.
Yeah, I'm sure you did, but it doesn't alter the facts. What do you think your father would have said?
He would have been ashamed, but I want you to know that I didn't discuss this case file with Richard Reynolds. He must have read my notebook whilst I was sleeping.
Well, and that makes it all right.
No.
Yes.
Third time this woman's called in. She keeps hanging up. Sam's scared, but she said she knows who the killer is.
It's all right. No, it's all right. Can you please stop crying and then I'll be able to hear you? I just can't hear you. She's crying. I'm not sure how to handle this.
What line, Joe?
2.
Hello, this is DC Travis. Look, we really appreciate anyone calling with any information. Is it being traced? Would you like to give me your name, please? Now, if you tell me what it is, you will feel calmer once it's over with, I promise. Right, I can't hear what you're saying. Who are you talking about, please? Okay, listen, if you are afraid of this person, I promise we can protect you.
She's called in 3 times. She sounds absolutely...
If you don't want me to know who you are, that is absolutely fine. But if you do have any information that can help us... Shit, I can't tell if she is drunk or stoned. Hello? Hello, are you there? Hello? Charles Henry Wickenham. Colonel Charles Henry Wickenham. Hello?
We've got a name.
All right, let's not get our hopes up just yet. It could be a wife or a mistress with a grievance. And don't make a move until we've got him checked out. Travis, stay put.
The phone call came from a phone box in Guildford, but this Wickenham guy is listed as living in a small village 10 miles from Petworth. Huge pile, Mailing Hall, grade 2 listed, quite a history actually. Apparently Henry VIII used to stay there, used as a hunting lodge.
Wickenham has no police records, but guess what? He's a retired army surgeon, well-respected member of the community.
You got any details, Barbara?
Yes, Sir Wickenham. He's been married twice, he's been widowed, he's paid a vast settlement in his divorce, got children from both his wives, 2 daughters and a son and heir, 30-year-old Edward Wickham.
Okay, good. Good work, everybody. Take a few hours rest. We'll go over there in the morning. Travis. We're going to start with the daughters. You spoke to the caller, you might recognize the voice.
Hello?
DS Paul Baroli, here to see Miss Emily Wickenham.
Oh, all right, top floor.
Daddy's not shelling out much here.
Is this about the break-in? It's the second time in 6 months. This time they took all my CDs. It's a real pain.
No, this is Detective Travis. Have you ever seen this girl, Louise Pennell?
No.
What about this girl? Her name's Sharon Bilkin.
No.
Where were you on the 15th of June?
Gosh, here probably. What's this about?
Both these girls were murdered.
Miss Wickenham, will you have a look at these photographs, please?
Don't know them. Look the type. Daddy likes them young and tarty.
Okay, well, this girl's body was found near here.
God, I heard about that. It was in the papers. I ride past it almost every morning. Almost had heart failure. Well, I wasn't here at the time. I was in Milan with my mother.
Do you live close by?
Just there. Rent a flat.
Who owns it? Your father?
He pays for it. Never been inside. I don't see him.
What about your brother?
Half-brother. I've seen him for months.
Did you get on?
Not into all that stuff.
What stuff?
Edward got kicked out of school for smoking dope. He gets a lot of stick from my father because he's not very bright.
His late wife committed suicide, did you know?
What do you want to know about Edward? Asking all these questions about my father. Oh, God. It's Emily, isn't it? She's been saying things. Look, you can't take seriously anything she says. She's got a lot of problems. She's bulimic. Nearly died a few years ago.
I haven't talked to your sister.
Well, I don't think I'm going to talk to you anymore.
Do you have a good relationship with your father?
Why do you want to know about my father?
What about your brother? You have a good relationship with him?
Edward? No, especially, he's my half-brother.
Do you know if your father has girls up at the house? Maybe like the ones we've shown you.
I wouldn't know. Daddy is always having weekend parties, but I don't go. We don't particularly like each other. I hardly lived at home when I was at boarding school, and when they divorced, I lived with my mother.
Look at these girls again, Emily. Both of them were brutally murdered, and this girl... You read the papers? She's been dubbed the Red Dahlia.
Did your father ever entertain young girls like these, Emily? Perhaps with your brother?
I don't know, you're frightening me. I think you should go. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. This is very upsetting, and I'm not going to talk to you because this is my house, and you can't be in my house. I don't know who you are, and I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
Ah, Commander. Right. Pay attention, everyone.
Charles Wickenham is now your prime suspect. I think it's important to know what he was like as a husband, so you'll need to interview his ex-wife as soon as possible. I believe your killer has a hatred of women. Very likely he has sociopathic tendencies with a compulsion to create terrible pain. I would also think he's addicted to drugs.
I've got it.
Amphetamines to get high, even out his hyperactive side. He might even use morphine. His ego is such that he will believe he is above suspicion. His tools of torture will, I think, be close to him. He'll enjoy cleaning and inspecting them, just as he'll enjoy the fact that he's under suspicion because he is absolutely certain that he can outwit the police.
Gough Paradi's already over at the car park.
Very informative, Commander. Thank you.
I haven't finished.
Oh, sorry, go on.
The more rope you give this man, the more he will move to putting the noose around his neck. It is imperative that you have enough evidence to arrest him. He has some very influential friends.
Do you know how much it's worth?
Millions. He's also got a villa in France, and he was left his estate by his old man.
3 generations lived there, apparently, sir. His father bought up the land just after the war for peanuts.
Made millions from it.
It's all right for some. My old man left me a load of unpaid bills in a council house. Got sent the eviction order 2 weeks after we buried him.
So this is where Daddy lives.
Yes? This way. Would you just wait a minute, please?
Thank you.
Bev, the housekeeper wasn't the woman that phoned in. Her voice was lighter, softer, more well-spoken.
I'm Edward Wickenham. I believe you wanted to see me.
Actually, it was your father we wanted to see. Is he home?
Yeah, somewhere. It's not about these bloody congestion charges, is it? I can't believe you've actually had to come here. I told you I'll pay them. Every week I get another letter saying it's double. You know, living in the country, it's very difficult to know where the congestion charge actually starts. I mean, the King's Road, for God's sake.
It's not about the congestion charges, Mr. Wickenham. I'm Detective Chief Inspector James Langdon. These are Detectives Travis, Lewis and Baroli.
Why do you want to see my father?
Personal matter, sir. If you could just get him to come and see us, please.
Well, to be honest, I'm not actually sure where he is. He might be over at the stables. But he might be out on one of the horses.
Well, maybe you could walk us over to the stables.
I'm not even sure he's over there.
Why don't we go and see? Paul, you stay here.
It's a bit of a maze, I'm afraid, but this is the quickest route. We'll go through the kitchen out to the back door.
Are there any other female staff in the house?
No, but Mr. Wickenham's girlfriend is staying here.
Which Mr. Wickenham?
She's referring to my fiancée.
What's her name?
Gail Harrington, but she's away at a health spa at the moment. Look, we could have gone round the house, but this way's quicker. It's a bit muddy, though, you don't mind, do you? We've had such bad weather lately.
Thank you.
I'll just check if he's in here first. We could try the stables. Morning, Frankie. My father about?
No, sir.
Is he out in Belmarsh?
Could be over at the paddock, sir.
I have to go out, actually, and I'm afraid I'm going to be late, so I suggest we return to the house.
Let's just try the paddock, shall we?
Wait here a moment, will you?
My son says you want to speak to me. Get Walter to check him out. He's a bit short in front. Might be just a shoe. He's a bit flat this morning. So, what's all this about?
Can we speak back at the house?
Of course, I'll just take a shower first, if you don't mind. Get this over with.
Only take a moment.
Well, I don't know about anyone else, but I could do with a drink. Can I get you all something?
No, thank you.
So, what's all this about? Do sit down.
I'm conducting an inquiry into the murder of a young woman, Louise Pennell. The newspapers have given her the nickname the Red Dahlia. We're also investigating the murder of another girl, Sharon Bilkin, possibly killed by the same person.
One moment. Hilda! A light lunch for me. I'm sorry, but if I don't warn her, it'll be a meat and potatoes.
He's wearing the ring described by the landlady.
You were saying?
Do you know this girl?
No.
You know this girl?
Sorry, no, don't.
A witness, in fact, two witnesses, without conferring, produced this profile.
Would you say this is a good likeness?
But me?
Yes.
Why are you showing me these photographs and this drawing, is it?
We made many requests via the press for this man to come forward. Tall, dark, grey-haired. Now, I think this is an exceptional likeness. So perhaps the best solution would be if you agreed to come to an identity parade.
Me?
Yes, you, Dr. Wickenham.
It's Colonel Wickenham.
Colonel. That will either eliminate you or conversely prove that you did on several occasions visit the victim, Louise Pennell.
When am I supposed to have visited this woman?
Firstly, on April the 19th.
This year?
Yes.
One moment. I'll get my diary. It's in the study.
Well?
Cool customer.
Here we are, April the 19th. Yes, I had lunch at my club, the St. James's, followed by a lengthy meeting with my ex-wife squabbling over money, and my solicitor.
Can these meetings be verified?
Of course. If you wish, I can contact them and they'll get in touch with you.
Thank you. You're a surgeon in the army, is that correct?
Yes, I was. Almost in a past life. I retired 10 years ago. Obviously, I didn't need the money, and I wanted to spend more time with my children.
Do you play the piano?
Yes, I do. My mother had high hopes of my becoming a concert pianist, hopes as high as she, unfortunately, usually was. So I opted for surgery.
Thank you. You've been most helpful. Sorry for taking up your time. We'll arrange an identity parade for tomorrow. We'll send a car for you.
I don't think it'll be necessary once you've verified my diary.
He's a piece of work.
He's our killer, I smell it.
This is a bit unethical.
Yeah, well, we can work around it.
I meant giving you this.
If she sees me give you anything, she will kill me.
Jesus Christ. Did Charles hire you? I know he has a predilection for prostitutes, and I also suspect he couldn't keep his hands off his own daughter!
Edward, tell Emily I love her.
You're not allowed into my flat.
I'm afraid you have no option, Miss Wickenham.
Now get out of my way!
I can't take any more of this.
Then stop it. Don't protect him.